Haryanvi I got introduced through memes, weirdly, and I've been kind of hooked to these guilty pleasure like songs. So there's one song called Sorry Darling, which is a Haryanvi song from Tamil Nadu. Caught in my mind, it's called Enjoy Enjami. Plus, the song is so enjoyable. It has this jungle kind of a vibe to it because of all the traditional instruments that are played, and just the sounds of it remind you of the jungle. Hello, guys, welcome back to my podcast, which is called Outcasting. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today, I'm back after a long break. It's the 11th of April right now, and the time is 1:40 a.m. I was working all this time, but then I thought, let's take a break and maybe draw something and also basically record a podcast because I haven't talked to you guys in so long. So today I thought this thing. I basically thought I'll be talking about stuff that's been going on in my life. So I particularly wanted to talk about music and languages. So basically, I've been listening to a lot of different languages music these days. Basically, I've been listening to music other than English and Hindi, but not that much. Like, I have been listening to, but not a lot. But I've been kind of exposing myself to different languages, the ones that I don't understand, and just pick up their music and listen to it. So it's been pretty fun, I would say. It's been a good time listening to and just kind of exposing myself to different languages. And so let me start by the most immediate thing about a new language that I'm doing is basically that I am learning a new language using this app called Duolingo, which is a free application through which the language that I'm learning is French. And I've been practicing French, and you just learn through Duolingo like a game. So they've made the learning process very fun, and it is very rewarding. So you get instant gratification and a sense of achievement every time you learn things. So they play with your mind in a very good way. Really appreciate that. And so just learn some basic things. So far, nothing like I don't think I can converse in French, but I've kind of become a bit more sensitive towards French. So that was something that I did, and I've been listening to some Tamil music, some Telugu music, and towards the northern side of India, I've been listening to Punjabi music and Haryanvi music. Weirdly enough, I mean it's not weird, but been listening to Haryanvi music. So I'll tell you how I got started with basically trying to listen to these different types of music. So Haryanvi I got introduced through memes, weirdly, and although the memes are funny and the songs are kind of, in a way, they are not particularly appreciated or praised, they're treated like a joke. But the thing is, the more you listen to those memes, the more you get familiarized with the song, and the more, like, the reason why it is a meme, because there's something about that song which is working. That's why that song is a meme. Basically, like, it's not a meme for no reason. So they have some catchy elements to it, and that particular idea of the catchy element, it caught me, and I've been kind of hooked to these guilty pleasure like songs. So there's one song called Sorry Darling, which is a Haryanvi song. The song is so joyous, and like it just has fun with it. And this guy is kind of like, in a way, apologizing to her love interest for drinking more than usual the day before, the night before. So it's a song about random things. So it's a fun song, and the way he says sorry is not. It doesn't say it normally. He says it in with an accent which is sorry. So whenever he says sorry, darling, it just kind of gives you a hit. Oh shit, this is something unusual, and the idea of something unusual pleases you every time. So this, I just feel the song keeps on giving you each time you hear it, and that's one thing that I like about this song. And just the pronunciations are so different than Hindi or English. It's like what I've heard or somewhere in a podcast was that different like different languages use different muscles or different parts of your vocal cord. So if you speak, let's say Tamil, your tongue and your muscles will be bent or formed in a particular way. And the way, if you were accustomed with Hindi, your tongue or your face or your mouth, those parts of your body, I mean those parts of your mouth would be shaped in a bit different way. So there's like your face or the way you move your face, and it just changes if you speak different languages. Like in the sense ki somebody speaking Tamil will have different tongue and teeth and I don't know jaw movements differing with somebody who's speaking Hindi. That's one of the things, and which I found was pretty fascinating, because although we are humans, the way we even speak changes our biology in a way. I believe. I might be wrong, but from what I've heard, that's what I've heard basically. And yeah, so that's one of the things. And this guy, yeah, so that was about this Haryanvi song. And Punjabi music, I've been again kind of reintroduced with the idea of memes, in the sense ki I've already heard a lot of Punjabi songs, but then I started to get in Punjabi songs through memes and through hip hop. So that's one of the things. I heard Bohemia, I heard this guy Prabdeep, I heard Sidhu Moosewala and Babbu Man. Okay, no, a bunch of one or two songs by Babbu Man, but there's a bunch of artists. I don't know. I think that is it. Diljit Dosanjh, but then he's kind of become a bit mainstream. He's kind of coming in Bollywood as well, here and there. So yeah, basically that's one of the other things. And yeah, Punjabi songs have always been very amazing, I feel, and they're just so full of life, and they're so different. You're not used to them. I think that the fact that it's different, I really like that. I appreciate that. Mad respect. And basically, uske baad, let's come about Punjabi and hip hop. I was basically listening to this artist called Prabdeep, and he released a new album called Tabia, which is a brilliant album. And if you guys haven't heard it, I would totally recommend it. So that's one of the recommendations. And yeah, and one more thing about Haryanvi music is that I think culturally in Gujarat or in many places, Haryanvi songs have been associated with truck drivers, and this element of, I don't know, like different people. I mean, it's like yeah, it has a kind of a, not exactly a negative connotation to it, but a bit, yes. So that's one of the things. But a Haryani song would always remind you of a dhaba or a kind of a this different place which are along the highway. So that's how I think the stories that you've heard and the experiences that you've had have kind of shaped, for me, what I think about when I listen to a song. So that's that. Like, for example, some people have associated a guitar with the mountains and a bonfire, but some people have associated a ukulele with the beach and the sound of the waves. That's one of the things. Or a drum, or a, I don't know what's a, the table tapping kind of, the yeah, the table tapping wala instrument with the beach or a party. People have associated the disco, well, I mean the electronic music, with discotheques. So these are different things, how, these things have shaped us. And a flute would probably be associated with the mountains as well, or the deserts, because that's how we've been told about these instruments. A harmonica, I don't know, maybe it is a beach instrument, or I don't know, but yeah, basically these are, that's how I feel now that I'm talking about it, have shaped my perception of songs. So that is something I find is good. And uske baad, let's come to the South Indian songs that I've been hearing. So I got introduced to South Indian music by my friends in college who are from Hyderabad or Tamil Nadu. I mean, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Not from Kerala much, but mostly Tamil Nadu. And I mean, I do have friends from Kerala, but I haven't heard the music which is played there. I think it's, yeah, that the music that they play in, which is probably in Malayalam. So that's one of the things. And yeah, so let's talk about this song that I've recently heard, which has just caught in my mind. It's called Enjoy Enjami, which my friend Abhishek which my friend Hitesh had recommended to me, because he just thought I liked that song, and I did love that song. And that song has a major story associated with it, which is about fighting the caste system and dealing with migration crisis from one country to the other. And it's against the caste system and how farmers are treated. Plus, the song is so enjoyable. It has this jungle kind of a vibe to it because of all the traditional instruments that are played, and just the sounds of it remind you of the jungle. That's how the song has been designed. So yeah, mad respect for people who are involved in that song. And it is, I think it's an initiative started by A.R. Rahman, and they released it under that initiative. And yeah, the rapper who sings it, I think, to my knowledge, he's from Sri Lanka, but he migrated to Tamil Nadu when some crisis in Sri Lanka happened, and a lot of people had to migrate, and they didn't have their land. So what do you do when you come to a place and you know nobody, nobody knows you, and you face this kind of a crisis because you've left your past lives behind. So I'm kind of butchering the message here, but you should listen to that song, Enjoy Enjami. It also has this kind of a Wakanda like vibe. I mean, it is a very tribal vibe which the song has, and it doesn't shy away from the artist's tribal origins. So that's one of the cool things about that song. And basically that. And there's another song called Rowdy Baby, which just sounds very flamboyant, I would say, पर वो सुनने में बहुत मज़ा आता है. Basically, like when you hear that song, it has first of all, the video is pretty flashy and blingy. It just kind of you can't. I mean, it's a good video. I mean, not a good video. It is kind of a good video, but it's just, you're not, as a Hindi kind of, as a person who's heard some Hindi songs, mostly Hindi songs, that their video was pretty different and I would say unique, and the production quality was top notch. So that's the thing. So yeah, that song is. I was just hooked to that song, and I was constantly hearing it on repeat. Even though I don't understand these songs, the tunes and all, they really kind of want to make you dance. And I know these people, they are magicians, and they've got this. They've kind of bottled that essence that they wanted to communicate through these songs. So I think Rowdy Baby is one of the songs that you'd like to hear. But again, the name is so, I would say, weird that just pronouncing it, it kind of makes you feel, okay, this is unknown territory. Like, if it was a Hindi song, like, let's say Kabira or like Subhanallah or some other song, that is okay, familiar territory. But Rowdy Baby, unfamiliar as unfamiliar. So that's one of the things that I had in mind. I'm just kind of checking the things that I had to say. So that's like what's been happening. And then that's basically the thing. And what's been happening is that I've kind of been like not exactly shying away, but my Hindi speaking ability has been deteriorating. Basically, हिंदी में बात करने की बारी जब आती है मेरी, तो पूरा मेरा सिस्टम ऐसे एक तरीके से हिल जाता है, इन द सेंस कि मतलब हिंदी में आई थिंक मैं गालियाँ ही अच्छे से दे सकता हूँ, बाकी तो आई हैव टू मच ट्रबल फॉर्मुलेटिंग और articulating my words because I've been so accustomed with English now. And my mother tongue, which is Sindhi, by the way, is still there, but I don't think in my mother tongue anymore. I actually never used to, but yeah, I constantly use my mother tongue, so I am close to that, so I need not worry about it. And even Hindi, it's okay. I mean, it's not a national language actually. It's just a language like which is vastly spoken in India. And now I think I'll be maybe I can speak better. Like I can maybe be a bit better at Gujarati than in Hindi. Like maybe I don't know. I just feel so much comfortable in English. I don't feel like speaking in any other languages now. So that's thing. And about languages, there was this chapter in my English book in 11th standard which was called The Last Lesson, in which this French territory has been taken over by Germans, and the teacher who used to teach French is kind of regretting the fact that he didn't teach French to his students properly. So they don't know very well how to converse in French, or how to basically, I think read French or the past participles or whatever. So this guy, in the end, he tells that that's his last lesson, because that province or whatever has been taken over by the Germans. That guy is chucked out of his job because now there'll be a German teacher teaching German instead of French. So that guy says that, I'm sorry I wasn't able to teach you that language properly, but you have to remember that your hold on your language is your key to your freedom. In the sense, they can't take your like when they do take your language away, that's when the entirety of your freedom is gone, because that's when, like, the people will still, even if that province or whatever is taken over by the Germans, people will still think and speak French. But if they start to think in German, that's when they've truly given up, and that's when they truly failed, basically. So what he means to say is, don't lose your language, keep your grip on your language. So as a Sindhi, I would try to keep my hold on my mother tongue, because I kind of represent that community in a way. And feel I should be able to speak the languages spoken there. So that's one of the things. And yeah, I think I would just like to kind of learn more languages. So far, I know Hindi, English, Gujarati, Sindhi, and Hindi, English, Gujarati, Sindhi, and I'm trying to learn French. So that's, if I do learn French, I'll let you know. But yeah, and I'm also interested in other languages. Like I've heard a lot of, not a lot of, but a bunch of Marathi songs as well, and I even like those songs. There's this guy Priyal Dhuri on the internet who who promotes a lot of these Marathi songs on his YouTube channel in kind of a funny way, but again, in this humor aspect, you get introduced to so many cool languages, or just it's all because of the memes. The fact that I'm able to kind of listen to these languages, it's all because of the memes and the internet culture. So I think, yeah, that was my kind of a short exploration at learning and the idea of languages. I think there's like a lot of things to be explored in languages. What I've touched is the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. That is languages and communication, and how how we how they help us formulate our reality, and how they can transform our reality. So that was the thing. And for example, like, and then there's like and how language is kind of evolving, in the sense that now there's texting, there's emojis, there's gifs, there's memes are a big evolution in languages. You don't need to tell about the entire situation that happened. You can just share a meme, and that'll do the job of conveying your message. How cool is that? So yeah, I mean, I hope I get the chance to explore more languages and the idea of communication through this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this relatively shorter podcast, and you can let me know your thoughts about languages and what languages do you speak. And yeah, that's it. Do listen to these songs. Listen to Sorry Darling. Listen to this thing. Listen to Enjoy Enjami. Listen to Rowdy Baby. Listen to this You and I, which is a Telugu song. Listen to, I don't know, listen to Spanish songs. Listen to French songs. Just put yourself out there. Just try to get out of your comfort zone, and it'll be fun to kind of go into and explore territories, and just have fun, and just enjoy life. So I hope you're having a good day, and फिर मिलते हैं हम होपफुली जल्द. मेरी कॉलेज चालू है, इसलिए मेरे को थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है, क्योंकि भाई बहुत सारा काम है. And now I'll switch languages to Gujarati, where હવે હું તમને કહીશ કે આપણે બધા જલ્દી મળીએ. થોડાક દિવસો પછી, પણ થોડીક વાર લાગશે આવતું પોડકાસ્ટ રેકોર્ડ થવા અને અપલોડ થવામાં. તો I would say please bear with me, અને આપણે મળીએ. I hope, હું ઈચ્છું છું કે તમારા જીવનમાં સૌથી વધારે તરક્કી થાય અને સુખ હોય. હવે મને બહુ નથી આવડતું ગુજરાતી, પણ ચાલે, હવે જોઈએ. ચાલો મળીએ, બાય.